What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good night tonight. Thought I'd go live, kick it, say what's up. Figure keep up with the late night streams, you know. Shout out to all the late night homies and my friends' channels. But yeah, hope everyone's having a good night tonight. Saturday night. I don't know who else is going live, but you know, thought I would and say what's up to everyone. Hope everyone's having a good weekend, enjoying their evening. Carried this bad boy today. Benchmade Adira and Magna Cut. I love the orange lanyard on there. But yeah, carried that bad boy today. I carried my Rosecraft today, my French Broadjack. I love this bad boy. It's a great looking traditional. But yeah, the more I carry this, the more I'm liking it. Getting used to Benchmade's access lock. This is my first one, so taking some getting used to. But I really like it. No complaints so far. But, you know, we'll see as time goes on how I like it. But like I said, so far, so good. My Rosecraft is holding up well. I don't really use it too much. I carry it a lot, but mainly just as a secondary. But I love the ebony wood on there. It looks so good. When the light hits it, you can really see the grain on there. It looks super pretty. I love that thing. It's a great knife. And I pulled out some other gear tonight too. I pulled out a flashlight that I was talking about in another live. Not a lot of people that I know have heard of this brand, Nebo. It's way less expensive than Olight. This is a slim model. It's also a power bank. It has a laser on there as well. As you can see, I've definitely spent some time carrying this bad boy. But it's pretty good. No complaints. 1200 lumens, I think. Solid battery life. I didn't use it as a power bank, but if you did, I imagine it would probably drain that battery pretty quick. But solid that you can do that. It also has the magnetic base up there, as well as that nice sturdy heavy duty pocket clip. It's pretty solid. And it's way less expensive than an Olight too. Wyoming Adventures, what's going on? Hope you're having a good night. Dallas, hope you're having a good night. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I was talking about this flashlight in some lives earlier this week, and I just wanted to show it off because I had never heard of this brand, and I guess it's an American-made brand as well. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. I saw them at an electrical supply store as well as a hardware store, and I got them gifted to me in like a Christmas exchange gift set. So I have this one, a tiny one, and then like a headlamp, and it is super, super good. And it's way less expensive than an Olight, you know what I mean? So, and it's got all your standard features on there. Has a laser on there as well. But yeah, Nebo. So if you're in the market for a flashlight for like Christmas or something, holiday season coming up, way less money than an Olight would be, but a good brand nonetheless. Pulled out some cool pieces I had in my collection. The Microtech dice. I'm a huge Microtech knives fanboy, and I got these in a set one time when I bought a knife from someone. So I always thought those were really cool. Thank you. But yeah, I like those dice. They're random, just a random trinket. But I put them with my knife collection, you know. Not every day you see them. Pretty cool. Robin, what up, Joe? Hope you're doing good tonight. And then I pulled out the coin knife as well. I always think this thing is pretty sweet. It's not very sharp, but it's cool. A little tiny blade on there. Stainless steel Japan. Pretty funny. But yeah, pretty cool little knife. The other one's like a little file. But yeah, got some different blades on the table. The Sencut I carried a few times to the office. This is my first 9 CR18 MOV in my collection. Holding up pretty good. Solid knife that you can grab for 40 bucks or less, you know what I mean? And also my first Sencut too. So yeah, great budget blade. But what did everybody carry today? What were you guys rocking in your pockets? As you can see, I got a bunch of homies channel stickers all over the table, trying to cover the table. We'll get it covered soon. But this was my carry today. I love this thing. Yeah, Wyoming Adventures. I've seen a lot of people speak pretty highly of Sencut. That was my first one in my collection, and it's holding up pretty well. Performed pretty good. I only took it to the office for about a week so far. I mean, I've been having this in my pocket a lot, but I don't use it much. I just like to carry it. My buddy's getting into leather working, and he said he's gonna make me a slip when he gets a few projects knocked out. So that'll be sweet to have a slip for that, because I don't have a slip or anything, and I have a couple traditionals that I'd like to carry more, but I just put them in my little coin pocket, you know. Got the Tenable Bomber out. This thing is a beast. I love it.
iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max. iPhone 17 comes in sage, mist blue, white, black, and lavender.
D2 solid blade. Ooh, the Tax Slugger. How you like that, Wyoming Adventures? That's a really solid OTF. Looks like it has a great profile. And it's a big dog too. I like bigger knives. I got this OTF out today. This is one of my favorites. A little Frankenstein action my buddy made. Alright. There we go. Needs to be cleaned out. There we go. But yeah, I love this thing. It has been beat up for sure, but that's okay. I like to carry it and use it. Need to clean it really bad, as you can tell. Need some grease in there, or some remnant oil. But yeah, I also love this knife. I refuse to not carry it, even though it misfires. Still a great blade. And then I'm also in love with this one. My Kubi. Great action. It is on skiffs. Flipper tab delete. Great action. I like Kubi's a lot. I need to grab some Mo. That's definitely, I've seen some really good Kubi's popping up lately for sure. Um, yeah, and also, what was it? Aries EDC, he's got a production on Kubi. Production Bloom. Classic SOCOM. One of my favorite EDC profiles. Love this knife. This is the wife's. Tenable. Model number 6 out. Love this knife. Love that blade shape. Tenable makes some great blades. But yeah, this is a good carry. 14C 28N. I like 14C. It's like becoming my preferred budget blade steel. Yeah, 14C performs pretty well for me. I haven't had any issues. That 154 D2. That's like my favorites for budget blade steels. Like I said, I'm really excited to beat up this Magna Cut because this is my first Magna Cut, so it'll be fun to abuse a little bit. But yeah, like to get a little bit of all the blade steels to at least try them. Whether it's all the budget blade steels, get one of everything premium, whatever. But it's good to try all the things, I'd say, Variety is the spice of life. MSI. Great knife if you like bigger knives. You can definitely get more than a 4-finger on there, that's for sure. And then they're coming out with the mini soon, but thumb studs, I guess, and some people are not thrilled about that. But I'll tell you, I really like the ram lock, man. I mean, I know it's a $200 knife or whatever, but that ram lock is really great. Fidgety and solid. Yeah, I can see what you're saying, Robin, totally. Henry G, what up, Doe? Hope you're doing good, having a good night. But yeah, I need to get some like original goat scales. That would be sick. Do you like aluminum scales on them, Robin, or you got some tie scales on there? But yeah, a little more weight would be nice though, for sure. Great pocket clip though too. Don't mind my dirty knives. But yeah, I love this thing. This is a great EDC profile for sure. If you like bigger knives. Yeah, Original Goat makes some awesome scales for a lot of different knives too, which is cool. I'm hell bent on turning all the black hardware on this. I want to turn it orange and put an orange clip. I think that'd be sick. I checked on Flytanium's website and saw if they had any like parts for this blade, and they do not. But that would be sick. Get some orange hardware to match. That'd be dope. But yeah, so hope everyone's doing good tonight. I was cracking up earlier today because I was watching this guy on social media. His name's Drofred, Droofreed, and he rollerblades around and he talks smack to mailboxes, and it's like really funny. And I was cracking up. It's kind of childish, but it's pretty dang funny. But yeah, I thought that was like ridiculous, but it made me chuckle pretty hard, so thought it would be worth a mention. He just rollerblades up to mailboxes and be like, "Yeah, look at you, mailbox. What did Pizza Hut run out of business and hire you?" And then he rollerblades away. And it's like really funny jokes, stupid, silly stuff. A lot of dad humor jokes, you know. But I'm about the dad humor, so it's pretty funny. But yeah. Um, so the other day, my sister was talking to my sister, and she said she was at the grocery store and she saw Alice Cooper at the grocery store. He was getting swarmed by a bunch of older ladies, but he like lives up the street, I guess. So, well, I think he's from up the street. I mean, excuse me. And then she was saying to me that she wanted to get Jack White's new album coming out on vinyl. And Jack White and the White Stripes, he opened up a record store downtown Detroit, and he does a lot of pressings of albums. And she was saying that she was like, I want to get some vinyls, and I'm like, we should go check that place out. That would be sick. But yeah, we were talking vinyls, Oakwood handles. I do not think I have anything in Oakwood handles. I have this ebony wood handle, but I have another Rosecraft upstairs that is more light wood, but I don't think it's. I think that's birch wood, not oak wood. That's ebony, but I like that one a lot. It's way prettier when the light hits it. But I don't have too many. Excuse me. I don't have too many wood handles, but yeah. So I was talking to my sister earlier about that, and then we were talking about vinyls, and then I was wondering if you guys were into music or vinyls or some of your favorite albums. And then, so I dug out a few vinyls. I got Black Sabbath on vinyl. It's like one of my favorites. I don't have like a crazy vinyl collection, right? But I thought it would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's the Suncut Omniform, I do believe. But yeah, Wyoming Adventures, that's one of my favorite vinyls. I brought a few down that I wanted to just BS and talk about. But yeah, I think that Black Sabbath is like one of the most influential albums in music, man. I don't know. They recorded this in '69. I don't know, like, other than Deep Purple, who was like doing heavy music at that time. And it's like, you know, the guitar player from Sabbath cut some fingertips off. So would that super distorted guitar tone have came from another band if it wasn't for him getting his fingers cut off, you know? I think about that. And not a lot of bands at that time in '69 were that heavy. There was some, you know, for sure. But not a lot, that's for sure. And I just love that heavy Sabbath sound. Super good. Oh yeah, on this the ebony wood. Like I said, I wish I. Oh wait, you know what? Hold on. Let's see if we can do this. If we can do this a little bit, see if it'll look a little different. Nah, not really. That doesn't really work the way I intended it to. Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, Ozzy. Oh man, I loved Ozzy. He's probably like one of my all-time, if not my favorite frontman for sure. I never had the pleasure of seeing him though, unfortunately. But yeah, that knife got me back into traditionals a little bit. Um, but then another one of my favorite albums, which we played at our wedding, totally different direction. Ultimate Sinatra. I freaking love Frank Sinatra. And this is 2 albums, just jam packed with great tunes. I love, love, love this album. And we played this at our wedding. It's a great album. And I think Target and somewhere else was selling vinyls, and they were selling this for like less than $30, I think. So, yeah, if you're a Sinatra fan, you can grab a vinyl of Sinatra for less than $50, which I thought was a pretty dang good deal. Considering it has 2 records in there, so you get a good variety. Wyoming Adventures, I totally agree. I totally agree. I like to switch it up. I like everything. And like I know a lot of people say they like everything, but it's shorter to just list what I don't like. I don't like electronic music, and I don't like um I'm not a big electronic music, and I'm not a big country music. I like some older country, like some Johnny Cash, maybe like some Waylon, some Willie Nelson, like that kind of country I'll dig, but like I'm not a big pop country or like modern country fan. Um but I catch myself liking more and more, like my wife is a big time country head, and she is always playing great songs, and I took singing lessons to learn a country song for her that I played for her at our wedding, and I totally butchered it because I am not a singer by any means or measure. But it was like a newer country or song for sure. Whoa, yeah, we're not going there. But yeah, people be crazy. Stephen Parks, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good night. Um, but yeah, Wyoming Adventures. Like I was saying, like variety is definitely the spice of life for sure. And so, just to like get a taste, I had Sabbath and then pulled out Frank Sinatra, right? And then I thought this would be another cool one to show you guys. Star Wars. I know it's the Rise of Skywalker, right? But it has all the great songs on the vinyl. So it's not just like a Rise of Skywalker album. It's a Star Wars album and John Williams album, because I really, really like John Williams. I'm a huge John Williams fan. Um, I mean, when you think about like music in movies, like who's more iconic than John Williams? From Back to the Future to Jaws to Star Wars to Indiana Jones, Jaws, and what else? Obviously, I'm missing some, but John Williams is such a great composer, and I really like John Williams. So I have a Star Wars John Williams on vinyl. My wife gifted that to me. I love that album. It's great. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd too, you know what I mean? So it's like the best of both worlds for me. But yeah, what are some of your guys' favorite bands? But those are a few of mine that I have been listening to a lot. But it's cool to listen to all different kinds. I'm also an opera nerd. I really like Andrea Bocelli. Bocelli's a great singer. Um, Not a lot of people are into opera, but that's okay. That one took some getting used to. But also growing up, my grandma listened to opera a lot, so that was really cool. Oh my God, Lincoln Park when Chester was alive, Wyoming Adventures, totally, totally. Chester was such an underrated singer, dude. Like maybe not underrated, I don't know, but he was like absolutely one of the best at the time for sure. His voice is like the 2000s, you know what I mean? He's just like the iconic 2000s voice he's one of them for sure. Top 3 is Pink Floyd, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin. Hell yeah, Leon. That's what's up. That's dope. Those are great bands for sure. I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan, Zeppelin fan. Deep Purple is great. I mean, their guitar tone is so good. So good. And then I brought out one more vinyl. Nirvana, the Black Album, which is a great album because it has You Know You're Right, which I believe is the last track he ever recorded, and it's so good. Like it's like hauntingly good. It gives me like goosebumps every time I hear it. Great album. Love this album. So good. Love Cobain. Love Nirvana. Blue, what up, Joe? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good night. Hank Williams, Pantera, Metallica, George Strait. George Strait takes me back to my grandpa, dude. My grandpa had a bunch of George Strait, man. He would be bumping George Strait. Totally. That takes me back for sure, Blue. Um, Seven Dust, dude. Oh, Gojira is so good. Did you see Gojira when they got to, I think it was Gojira, right, that played the Olympics, the opening to the Olympics in France? That was so sick. This is a guitarist I really like, Gary Moore. Gary Moore is good, super good guitar player for sure. That's what's up. Another underrated guitar player for sure is Robin Trower. When I was younger, somebody showed me Bridge of Sighs, the album by Robin Trower, and that dude shreds for sure. And I'm also a guitar player, Leon, so I can totally relate. My buddy recently got me into, I can't remember his name. I'm blanking. Rick from the Cars, right? Because that dude was like working with everybody, writing hits for everybody. But yeah, love that pocket knife. But yeah, I wanted to bring out some albums. I thought it'd be fun to talk about some albums too, some different music stuff. YouTube Music Portal, what's going on, brother man? Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're doing well. My uncle played the 12-string guitar in a Norteño, Teano group. That's what's up, Blue. That's sweet. That's really sweet. I'm a big fan of a lot of that, like, Spanish guitar playing is so awesome, and a lot of it's done, like, so fast and, like, so intricately. Very cool. But yeah. Hope everyone's having a good night tonight. Good weekend. My football team won, so I'm happy, you know. Neil Peart drums, dude. Oh, totally Wyoming Adventures. Rush is so good. Rush is great. Sorry if that just blew up in everybody's ear. The old Power Rangers ringtone. But yeah, Rush is great, and Canadian band as well. My mom was a big fan of Rush. or is a big fan of Rush, rather. Yeah. Rush and Van Halen, that's what's up. Van Halen's really good. Eddie Van Halen is, of course, a guitar god for sure. But yeah, um, yeah, I think that Kurt Cobain is way underrated as a guitar player. He's definitely not the most like technical, for sure. But the dude shreds, and he is like a hell of a songwriter for sure. That much is for sure. 50s rock, that's what's up. Old Norteño and country, that's what's up. That's what's up. I love some good 50s rock too. Some good like rockabilly stuff. I got a nice Epiphone semi hollow body that I like for that kind of music. Like some I'll play some Chuck Berry with that. Some like good blues stuff with that. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, heck yeah, Little Richard, Jerry Lee, Chuck Berry. Heck yeah. Jerry Lee Lewis, man. Oh, man, oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Who's the guy that sings the song? When I was growing up, my grandma would play this album so much. Um, Trailers for sale or rent. Rooms to rent, 50 cents. That was such a banger, man. And the name is escaping me, but she would play that album growing up, and I was like, man, that's a great album. Um, Leon, I like to use Epiphones. I'm partial to Epiphones. I have a Gibson as well. I like Les Paul body styles the most. Um, but I also run right now. I am using a Boss Katana Mini, and I think that guitar amp is like legitimately one of the most underrated pieces of gear in my collection when it comes to like playing music. This amp is like legitimately a godsend, and if you want to, 6 AA batteries is all you need. This thing is like a godsend. I love this thing. Boss Katana Mini, 6 batteries. I actually did a review on it on my channel, but this thing is so loud. It works so good. Nice and simple. Nothing too crazy. And it even has a little built-in delay on there too. And you can grab one for like, I think $70 maybe. Don't quote me on that. Around there, 70, $80. But it doesn't come with the 9-volt adapter. So if you want the 9-volt adapter, it'll probably be like an extra 30, $40. But you can run it with 6 batteries. So if you have rechargeable batteries or whatever, just run it on that. It works great. Killer. Killer amp for sure. But then I also have a Marshall half stack as well, but I don't use it too much. A little bit of an overkill, you know. Roger Miller, thank you. I think you're right. Wyoming Adventures. I think you're right. That sounds super familiar. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the Boss Katana. It is a really good guitar amp. Packs a hell of a punch. You can grab one for under $100. And yeah, run it on 6 AA batteries. Can't beat it. But yeah, great guitar amp that packs a punch, and you can take it on the go and like super simple, and you can plug it into other stuff too. I really want to get a Boss Katana head for my Marshall cab. Actually, I think that would be really good. It's just super simple, and I can get the exact tone I want without having to use a bunch of pedals, without having to spend a bunch of time messing with gear. And it's like the older I get, I just want to sit down and play. If I have to like sit down and mess with gear, it's going to totally take me out of like the wanting to play zone, you know what I mean, sometimes. So like if I'm going to sit down and play, I want to be able to just grab my gear, sit down and start playing. Like that's really big for me. And I know a lot of people that swear by all these different pedals and like this and that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If that's your steez and that's your style and what you like go for it. But as I get older, like I said, I just want to be able to grab my gear, sit down, and start playing, which is way easier with that Boss Katana. And just grab that, grab a Les Paul, plug it in, you're good. And then like I said, I have the half stack if I need to jam with somebody, you know. But it's more than I need. That Boss Katana Mini does a great job. And it's like really reasonable price too. So, and I think they're on like the third or fourth generation now. Honestly, I don't even know, but that one is an older model, so that's probably like the generation one, I think. But I love that thing. Have some fenders and a Mesa Boogie. How you like that Mesa Boogie? I've always wanted one. I know people really like Mesa Boogies. Hey, there's always time, Wyoming Adventures. There's always time, but it is kind of one of those things where it's like totally frustrating at times and can totally make you want to quit, but grind it out. The double necks, heck yeah. I can't play anymore, but back in the days I used to play a Stratocaster Sunburst, nice. Hughes, Kettner amp. How did you like the Hughes and Kettner? I've heard a lot of good things about them. Never tried one. But yeah, double necks are sweet. For sure. Like Jimmy Page's double neck, that was sick. 12 string on the one side and 6 string on the other. That's dope. But yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say that too. That's funny you said that. Michelangelo Badio, yeah. He's got 4 necks at once. That guy's crazy. Crazy. I've definitely seen Michelangelo Badio for sure, dude. That guy is a madman. But yeah, you've got to Google him if you've never seen Michelangelo Badio. That guy's worth a watch for sure. Um, and also it's hilarious. He's got like guitar playing tricks and tips videos. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it looks like crazy. He would have a V coming this way and then 2 necks down this way, and he would play 4 guitar necks at a time. It's crazy. But yeah, I love it. It will guillotine you though, because that D2 blade has some good weight to it. And I like that it has the titanium clip and the titanium backspacer. But yeah, I feel like every time they go back in stock, they sell out so quick. But one of the frag ones would be really cool. The aluminum frag pattern ones would be really cool. But I got the carbon fiber. It's a little slippery, but it's good. I like it. Big fan. Yeah, I always thought those Hughes and Kettner amps were really cool. I always dug the way they looked. But yeah, late night live. Figured I'd say what's up, hop on. I don't know. I thought Big Red may have been on, so I don't know. So, but oh well, that's all right. I really like this Rosecraft. Great one. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do like that bumper a lot. That was the bottom one. Yeah, Steve Vai is the man. I was actually watching him play something earlier for sure. He's really good. You know what I want to try now that I've gotten a little older? I've seen people rip them, dude, and I don't know if I could or not, but I think it would be worth a shot trying. I want to play a scalloped neck. Have you guys ever seen a scalloped neck guitar? They have like carved out sections on the neck, and I guess it's supposed to like help for accuracy. I don't know, something like that. But they can be one of those things where if you don't hit the note precisely, they can really really mess you up. But if you hit the notes precisely, they can really really help you, I guess. Yes, totally. Yingwei. Yingwei Momstein. Yeah, so maybe I don't know. I just always wanted to try one and see what it's like because I can play pretty dang fast, but I've always wanted to take a shot at learning arpeggios from Hell by Malmsteen because I thought it would just be a great thing to just whip out and be able to play. But that's one of those ones where it's like you're gonna battle with for like a few months, sit down and really really hammer it out. But fun nonetheless. I haven't like sat down and challenged myself to like play a crazy song in a while, so I've been thinking about maybe taking a shot at learning a couple insane songs just for fun. Something different. I've been toying around with a few Lamb of God riffs, and they're just so difficult. They're such good guitar players, it's crazy. Oh, yeah, totally. Oh, dude, Rock Band was so much fun. I loved Rock Band. We used to sit around and play it so much back in the day. The homie had all the instruments, you know what I mean? So that was dope. Texas Jack, what up, though? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good night. Richie Blackmore used to play a scallop neck. That's what's up. Yeah, so, okay. Can I get a scalloped neck Les Paul? Or can I only get a scalloped neck Fender? Is that like a signature Fender thing? I have no idea. I have no idea. Godsmack in concert. That's what's up. That sounds dope, Wyoming Adventures. That would be a good concert. I like Sully from Godsmack. He seems like a cool dude. Had some buddies that played in a band, and they randomly played some Godsmack shows live out of nowhere. Just pulled them out of left field. They're like, whatever, let's just rock these songs. But it was good. It was a good show. Got the Microtech out. Misfiring like crazy. Got to clean it. Yeah, Sully's dope for sure. Oh.
Time to help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Easily move. It's a rental.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of metal as well. I got to see Cannibal Corpse live. That was really really fun. Yeah, I've also never seen a scalloped Gibson or a scalloped Epiphone or a scalloped Les Paul neck either. So that would be cool to see, but I don't know if it exists. But I wonder if you could just buy a scalloped neck and bolt it on to something, you know? I guess, right? Whatever. Who knows? But yeah, like I was saying, I've also never seen that, so I don't even know if that exists. So, could just be a Fender thing. Could just be a signature model thing as well, which would make sense. I brought a French knife, the Otter Messer Mercader. That's what's up, Texas Jack. How do you like it? That sounds dope. Sounds like a dope blade. But yeah, we're talking knives, we're talking music, talking life. But yeah, so I brought down some of those vinyls I wanted to share. I thought it'd be dope to talk about them. I don't have like a crazy vinyl collection, but they're fun. They're fun to listen to. Pull them out on the record player. Oh, right on, right on. Midgard Messer's German. I know that, but I don't think that's the same. I don't think that's the same thing. Got the old JFK coin knife. There we go. Shiny. Solid Texas Jack. That's what's up. Rosecraft makes some great traditionals, man. Heck yeah. That's what's up. I have this one, and then I have the, excuse me, the Cocklebarrel Creek Trapper with the 2 blades. But I love this thing. Don't use it very much, but I love to carry it. But yeah, that is a great blade. So yeah. Let me know what some of your guys' favorite albums are. But other than the ones we were already talking about, I guess. Love it. Oh, a Coke bottle. Nice, Texas Jack. That's what's up. Love this album. Recommend it if you're a Nirvana fan, because it has some from all the albums, and You Know You're Right on there. And that's a great album. And then my super nerd album. Yeah, that album, Texas Jack, is kind of like a greatest hits album by Nirvana, but they included Yeah, You Know You're Right because it had never been released before, and that was released after Cobain died. So they released that album, which is kind of like a greatest hits with Yeah, You Know You're Right on it. Great album. This album, don't mind The Rise of Skywalker. It's just John Williams. I love John Williams. John Williams is an awesome composer. If you like orchestra music and music from Star Wars, it's super cool to have it on vinyl. And then probably my favorite of all time, Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath. Iconic. If you've never heard this album, you got to. It's worth a spin from front to back. Oh yeah, and look at the sleeve. The Wizard. Ozzy plays the harmonica and the piano in any Sabbath songs you hear. So that's pretty dope. R.I.P. Ozzy, man. Look at how young he was, man. Crazy. R.I.P. Oh, that's okay, Texas Jack. No worries, man. No worries. I like what kind of music you digging, Texas Jack? What are you listening to? What are you spinning? What you playing on repeat? And then the classic Sinatra. Love it. Great album. Sinatra's just got that voice, man. You can bump it for hours. Right on. That's what's up, Texas Jack. One of my favorite knife profiles as well. It's one of my favorite albums, one of my favorite knife profiles. But mine's red and black, of course. But mine's way more beat up. Tegan is busy this evening. I don't remember what he said he had going on, but he said he had something going on. So it's just me riding solo tonight. Sometimes he'll be with me on the Saturday night stream. Sometimes he won't be. Sometimes I'll have some guests on, switch it up. But yeah, riding solo tonight, Texas Jack. Ooh. Louis Armstrong. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I just listened to for the first time this year? YouTube Music Portal, which was absolutely, hands down, one of the best albums. I was listening to these interviews with some metalheads, and they all had the same album on their top 5 albums. They all had John Coltrane, Love Supreme. So I'm like, well, I gotta listen to it. You know what I mean? I have to. So I listened to it front to back, and I probably listened to it like 15 times. It is so good. Such a good album, front to back, so good. If you like jazz, you gotta listen to John Coltrane's Love Supreme, front to back. So good. Such a great album. And like I said, I just thought it was crazy that all these like metalhead guitar players are all saying that this album is in all of their top 5. I just thought that was so good. So I'm like, well, it's got to be worth a listen for sure. Cheers, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday night. My football team won, so I'm happy. No, yeah, some people just do not like jazz, Robin, and that's like totally understandable. It is not for everybody. Not everything is for everybody, and that's totally cool. Yeah, same Wyoming Adventures, same. And then another thing I got into this last couple years, which is became like an absolute steeple in my rotation now, is the band called. They just changed their name too. They're called Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, and they just changed their name to Spike and the Gimme Gimmes. But they do cover songs only. But they do cover songs from country music to jazz to pop to Dolly Parton to everything, and they do it like punk rock. And it's so good. I listen to them nonstop. I could listen to them for 10 hours because they just cover all bands. So good. They do traditionally Spanish music. They have a Japanese album, like so good. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, or Spike and the Gimme Gimmes. So good. Such an underrated band. Nobody knows about them. One of the best cover bands ever. If not the best cover band. Like, they're so good. Wyoming Adventures. My football team is the University of Michigan, and then the Detroit Lions. Those are my 2 football teams that I stay loyal to. A lot of people are Ohio State fans, so a lot of people, give me grief that I'm a Michigan fan, but that's okay. That's okay. That's what it's about. Dude, yeah, YouTube Music Portal. It is worth a spin. It's worth a spin. It's like it's a little at times like what the hell, but it is a good album. Lyric Noel, and you really like her voice. That's what's up. That's what's up. That is what's up. That name doesn't sound too familiar, but I'm gonna have to check it out. I just like music, you know, like good music, whatever it is, whoever it might be. Everyone's worth a spin to determine if you like it. Dynamite hack. No, I have not. I gotta write these down. I got my notebook out over here. Dynamite hack and Lyric Noel. I'm gonna listen to these later, guys. I love finding out about new artists. It's so much fun. So, when I was a kid, oh heck yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. When I was a kid, I went and saw Primus. Um, well, it wasn't even Primus. It was Les Claypool with like a side band that was called Les Claypool's Burning Bucket of Brains, and it had Les Claypool and Buckethead. And I was like, who is Buckethead? And I was just like starting to play guitar, and I was like, holy crap. King Crimson? No, I do not. I do not know King Crimson. I might if I heard it potentially. But off the top of my head, I do not. I'm gonna write it down on the list, Robin. That name sounds sick, King Crimson. Sounds like a dope band. Metal band, I assume. Sounds like a metal band. Oh no. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, I love hip hop too. I'm a huge hip hop head as well. Um, I would like to get some hip hop vinyls. That'd be sick. Some old school hip hop vinyls. I'd like to get Run DMC on vinyl. That'd be sick. The album with my Adidas on it. That'd be sick. Beastie Boys on vinyl. That'd be a good one. Some New York hip hop. Some Nas on vinyl. That'd be a really good one. Nas is dope. One of the best lyricists of all time. Nas, for sure. But yeah. So many great artists, man. So many great artists. Greg V, what up, though? Hope you're having a good night. Thanks for popping by. We were talking some of our favorite bands and albums and different music. Heck yeah, thank you, Greg V. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah. Heck yeah, some great albums for sure. But yeah, also, I've been listening to a lot of Misfits. A lot of Misfits and Suicidal Tendencies, some punk rock. I've been jamming a lot of that lately. And then also this metal band called Chiodos. They're pretty good. Yeah, Buckethead has an insane amount of albums. It is like freaking crazy. Later, Greg. Thanks for stopping by, brother. I really appreciate you. Yeah, Primus is dope, dude. Primus is dope. Buckethead has so many albums. It's like insane. I think he might even have like a world record for the most albums. Don't quote me on that, but I know he has like a daunting amount of albums. I think it's like 172 albums or something. It's insane. But the guy's hands are so big, it's crazy. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Leon. I really appreciate you, brother, man. Just Nirvana for you, Dallas. That's what's up. Hey, there's a lot of good bands out there. A lot of good bands. Pull out random ones. I was bumping this song called Take It Off by the Donnas. It's like a 2000s pop punk band. All girls. And they're like really freaking good. The Donnas, yeah. But I remembered seeing a music video when I was a kid. And I like bumped that song really hard. It's a good tune. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good night, and thanks again for stopping by. Appreciate you. Love that sun cut. Orange hardware would make this slap. That's what I think it needs. Think that's the answer. But I really like this knife though. Oh, almost dropped it there. I won a giveaway on Titanium Justin's channel on Friday. So I got a sweet knife coming in the mail. And then another blade I'm buying off of him. So that's pretty cool. Have a few new boys coming in the mail. Yeah, I think so too, Wyoming Adventures. I think that would be sick. Sure. Yeah, to match the thumb studs and the lanyard, just do orange. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Leave the lock bar silver to match the blade, though. That'd be cool. I love carrying that thing. It's a beast. That's like a knife that I remember when it came out and we were daunting over it at the gun counter, or excuse me, at the gun range, while our buddies were waiting on us. Me and my friend disappeared to the knife counter and we were checking out knives, and he was like, "You gotta check out these." I saw it and I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm a big fan of that one." And then he was like about to buy the mini in hand, and then he switched for the fixed blade. So he was like, "I want to take this fishing." So I was like, "All right." And then we actually went fishing later that day. So, hey, Addicted to Blades too. What up, Doe? Hope you're doing good. Appreciate you lurking. Appreciate you stopping by. Feeding the algorithm. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good weekend, brother. It's like the perfect, the smallest that I can get perfectly comfortable. That was a jumbled sentence for sure. But yeah, this is a this is a good 4-finger grip, but just about as small as I can get, small as I prefer. But Tenable's lock right there is really smooth. Their access lock or crossbar lock, whatever they call it. I think crossbar. It's really good. But I see why people don't like them. But I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I don't love them. Some are done really well. Some are done not very well. But I like this knife. Good pocket clip on there. Yeah, I agree, Wyoming Adventures. Tenable does have some great knives. You can pick it. I mean, like, a knife that's under $60 and performs pretty dang good. Can't really beat it. I was talking about this with Jimmy Crow in our interview when I was interviewing him, and it was like, it's like not every pocket knife you buy has to be a $300 knife. Not every knife has to be a Microtech. I like all different kinds. I like to experience different brands, check out all different stuff. It's good to experience different things in life, Variety is the spice of life, right? But yeah, super pleased with Tenable. I got 2 of them in my collection, and they're both very good knives. I really like them. Perform very well. And then that Sen cut, I was super pleased with that action. Really good. Nice and lightweight, nice and slim. It would be cool if it had like a fuller that you could reverse flick it. But I'll take it. Hey, you know what? Wyoming Adventures is just like music, right? It's good to have a bunch of different variety, I think, as well. Bunch of different albums, bunch of different pocket knives, Switch it up. Yeah, I like their, excuse me. I like their micarta, too. It's done very well. Hope you're doing well, Addicted to Blades. Having a good Saturday night. Now technically Sunday morning, I guess, right? I want more Kubies for sure. And I would like to grab one of Casey's designs. Something from Nice Fast. That would be really cool. A Tempest. But they sell out like hotcakes. But somebody will have them up on Blade Binge. But I want to for sure grab one of those. I don't think the Microjet, just because I prefer bigger, more full-size blades. Good point. It is, I think 1. Yeah, oh shoot, it's almost 2 in the morning. Almost 2 in the morning over here in Metro Detroit. Love that anodized hardware though. It really looks good. That purple against that titanium looks really good. Great edge on there. I was surprised when I found out that this was 14C. But I love 14C, so it holds up pretty well. It's becoming my favorite budget blade steel, even though I wouldn't say that this is a budget blade. I mean, $100-ish, right? So, for some people that's a budget blade, for some people that's a grail. It just all depends. But either way, it's a great knife. And skiffs. I want to put more stuff on skiffs because the action, man, is just incredible. I like the finish too. It's good for beating on and not showing too much, Thank you, Wyoming Adventures. I love it. I want more from Kubi. For sure. I like when you get a knife from somebody, right, that you don't have, like, for example, right, you get a Sen cut in your collection, you don't have any. You get a Sen cut in your collection, and now you're like, well, dang, now I want this Sen cut, now I want that Sen cut. I like it when you get a brand for the first time or experience a knife for the first time, and you're like, oh yeah, I need more of that, for sure. Ah, yes, that Kubi does have a good ting to it, some good acoustics. And that's like such an underrated thing about knives, the acoustics. When it sounds a certain way that you just like, ah, it's so satisfying. And I'm excited because I'm getting new liners for my sheepdog that should be here. Thought they'd be here already, but that's okay. Hopefully they'll be here for Tuesday. And great lockup on there. Doesn't go over too far, or doesn't go over not far enough, you know? Oh, that wasn't a good one. There you go. That was a good one. Good sound. This one has a good sound too. Thwack. It's all that weight. Sounds mean when it engages. Yeah, frame locks are nice. I really do like them. I like everything, to be honest. Like, there's not too much I dislike in the pocket knife world. Um, I like this one too. Liner bolsters are good. I like those a lot. Yeah. Ram locks are great. The Benchmade access lock is pretty good. Tenable does some good crossbar locks. I think crossbar locks are probably on my bottom, but I still like them. They're fidgety, so that's like fun to fidget with, you know. But yeah, this thing is a beast of a knife. Excuse me. Somebody said something about self-defense, and I was like, yeah, if I had to, I would just chuck this knife. It weighs so dang much. Use it as a hammer, nail in some nails. But yeah, great pocket knife. Yeah, it does for sure. Like a quarter inch thick at D2. Nice slab. Some weight behind it. Got the dice out. The Microtech dice. And my favorite color, black and red. Heck yeah. Alright, and then the Nebo Slim 1200. A great underrated flashlight. With the laser. And it's a power bank too. Magnetic base on the bottom and on the back. Nice sturdy pocket clip. Great blade, or excuse me, a great pocket flashlight for a totally reasonable price. You can grab one of these for like, I think, less than 25 bucks or something like that. And you can get like a set for around 25, 35 bucks. You can get a set, which is this, a headlamp, and another pocket flashlight. So that's pretty cool. Take a Type-C charge. Great blade. Or great pocket flashlight. Keep saying great blade. But yeah, totally I've carried this quite a bit before I got my arc field, my OLED arc field, and this is a great pocket flashlight. One of those ones that's slim enough to just forget about. But I like the fact that you could use it as a power bank. The dessert dice, that's sweet. That's what's up. Man, I really wanted some Desert Warrior stuff, but I ended up not grabbing any. But they're very cool though. I think it's sweet that they offer a bunch of knives in it. I wanted to grab also the no forks, some of the blue and white Blade HQ exclusive patterns, but I missed out on those too. Knife drops are hard to get your hands on sometimes unless you're like really ready for them. But I'll tell you, one thing I was looking at lately, um, if anybody has any good recommendations for one, I've been looking at like pouches and stuff, like EDC pouches, or like, if you wanted to take like 6 or 10 knives with you, something like that. But I usually carry a notebook with me as well. So I was looking at maybe pouches that could hold a notebook, some knives, some other stuff. I don't know. And then I'm like, well, do I just get a backpack at that point for like my computer too if I wanted to? Who knows? So many options. I seen Ray from Everyday City Carry posted a few really cool backpack options. But those were a little more on the pricier side, but they were also like more tech ones, I think. But either way, I don't know. Who knows? I do like a lot of the pouches that I've seen. Like the pocket organizer ones, I think are really cool. And I like the ones that have like a little slip in there too. But yeah, the Vault Box ones are pretty cool. I've seen some of those. Vault Tech one or Vault Box. I don't know what they're called, but can I show one what? But yeah, I don't have any EDC pouches. That's something that I've been looking into lately. That or like a backpack or something like that. Yeah, I don't have one. That's what I'm saying. It would be sweet to have one. Don, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good night. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, the like pocket organizers, like the pouch organizer stuff, like some of those are really cool. I've seen quite a few videos on them going around, making me feel like maybe I could use one. I don't know. Seemed like a handy thing to have for sure. But let me know if you guys got one that you like that you use. I've seen a few brands, but I also haven't like researched them that much. You know what I mean? So Fight Parade, okay, right on. Have to write that down in my notebook. All that billboarding. I see why people don't like it, but don't bother me none. But yeah, I'm gonna write that down. Fight Parade pouches. I'm gonna check those out. But yeah, I think they would come in handy because I always am carrying so much stuff in my pockets. And I'm always trying to free up pocket space. And I carry like a flashlight. I carry a handkerchief. I carry a little tiny. Sometimes I'll carry a pocket notebook. Sometimes I'll carry a full size notebook. You got your little slip joint, a few coins, your wallet. So a lot of things. A lot of things to carry. Pocket space and pocket space efficiency is like key. And I'm always looking to switch it up, make it more efficient or like better carry system stuff. I also need a new pistol holster as well. I had my Kydex holster cracked on me for one of my favorite EDC pistols, so I need to look into a new holster, which I've been looking into a few different ones. We'll see. We'll see. Might go with the Havoc holsters. Yeah, I have a few Alien Gear holsters. I was thinking about maybe upgrading a shell for a gun I no longer carry very often to a different firearm. That might be a good option too. But yeah, MSI is another one of my favorite EDC profiles. I like a bigger full-size knife. Good full-size carry. You start looking at EDC pouches, there's a lot of them. I tried ones with mole system. That's what's up. Molly system. But yeah. Something I've been thinking about, no big deal. Lucky coin knife. It's like the file side. Something different. Oh, okay. Wyoming Adventures, that's what's up. I'm gonna write that down. Write that down in my notebook. 73, is that what that says? Yeah, I like this thing. Something you don't see every day. My buddy sent me a video of somebody making one of those with a Australian coin. I thought it was pretty cool. Someone like handmade the blade, handmade the pins and everything. It's pretty cool. Great budget blade for sure. But yeah, I've been carrying this thing the most. Just because it's newer to my collection. And my first Magna Cut, so Magna Cut's been pretty good to me so far. I'll strop it up, give it a little prettier edge. Got an artisan cutlery inbound, and then got something else inbound. I can't remember the name of the blade. I won from Justin on Friday, so that's sick. Excuse me. Yeah, this is my first Magna Cut, so far so good. Like I said, I got it on the secondary, so I didn't get it brand new. But so far so good. Solid edge. I ain't done much but open some packages and cut some shrink wrap off some pallets, you know, so hasn't really taken a beating too much yet. But I'm definitely going to use it. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of the lanyard. I don't always like lanyards, but this one's perfect. Not too big, not too small. Just the right size. Gonna put some beads on there. But yeah, change the black to orange, and I think we're in business. I think that's the move. Hit up Jimmy Crow. See if he can turn those screws orange for me. But imagine if anybody could. He's the guy to call. And I was also recently saw Weldon Carey posted a really cool Spyderco, I believe it was, with some really awesome shipwreck scales. And I'm getting a knife with copper scales, and I'm thinking maybe I should shipwreck that. I think it would be really cool. I really like the way that shipwrecked looks. Shipwrecked scales look when they're done right. Excuse me. Jeez Louise. But yeah, especially on copper and bronze, when like they look different, you know, bronze versus copper when they get shipwrecked. I think they both look really cool, but I think copper looks a little bit different, a little bit more cooler, a little bit cooler, a little bit more unique. Not that the brass doesn't look equally as cool when it's shipwrecked, but it's just a little different. That's what's up, Wyoming Adventures. I have one to give away at 250 subs. We're going to give away a Jimmy Crow knife. And I have at least one in my collection. Also gifted one to a friend that I won. So that was cool. My buddy reached out to me and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this knife, dude." And I was like laughing. I was like, "Oh, heck yeah, dude." He was like, "Nah, I wanna get my knife collection going." And I was like, "Oh, heck yeah." It's like I want to get a Civivi. And I was like, "Okay, do it. Good knife." One 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 three. Great blade.
Every story you love.
Ah, man. Yeah, copper is really cool. Copper and brass are really cool. Especially when they get shipwrecked right, they look so good. But I have a brass QSB Penguin that I really really like. And D2 and black wash blade and the brass scales looks really good. Copper and brass are for sure definitely cool. Handle materials when they're done right. And I think I need to shipwreck one of them because it's worth it. Looks so cool when the shipwreck is done right. French Broadjack, I love this thing. Warney, love the Warncliffe. Great blade shape, super functional. Yeah, I want to get a QSP Penguin in titanium as well. I don't have one in titanium, but I have one in brass, and I just love the profile of a QSP Penguin. It's such a great pocket knife. It's like one of the best budget blades ever, for sure. And then I loaned my buddy a my CJRB Acacia. He was like complaining about how one of his knives was messing up on him, and I was like, "Here, carry this. Tell me what you think." Thing fires like a rocket. After all these years, still fire strong. Glass breaker. Yeah, Warncliffe blades are awesome. Warncliffe, sheep's foot, great blade shapes for sure. Super utilitarian. For sure. But yeah, this one's been dominating my pocket for the last few weeks since I got it. But like I said, I got some new stuff coming in, so I'm excited about that. Couple button locks. One from Artisan Cutlery. I always say Artesian. I don't know why I always say that. Artisan Cutlery. And then one from I can't remember. I want to say Invictus Blades, but that doesn't sound right. Ugh. Love this blade. Super functional. And a brick. But you can totally guillotine yourself. I say it all the time just because, like, the weight of that blade, man. You see what I mean? Totally. Totally could guillotine yourself if you're not careful. So you gotta really get yourself out of the way. Maybe this one would be one that would be better to be a button lock. But I love it the way it is, so. Yeah. Wyoming Adventures, that is a fact. It is really hard to say what my favorite is. But man, I tell you, probably up there at the top would be the Microtech LUT, or Large Underwater Demolition Team. It's such a great knife, and it got me into, like, it really sucked me into the hobby. So that's up there for sure. That and the SOCOM. Great EDC profiles. Great knives to beat on. Hard use. And still fire strong after years of abuse. Which is dope. When you can spend that much money on a knife and it holds up well over that much time. It makes you really feel like it was worth the money, you know? But then I've had some knives where the exact opposite, right? So... Cold Steel Max Scout 4 and you've gotten bit by it more than once. Yeah, definitely. I've gotten bit once or twice for sure. I got bit by a Rosecraft Cockerburl Trapper, the one with the two blades. But it was my own dumb fault, the way I was messing with it and the way I had it like pulled out. And then I pulled out the second blade and drove my finger into the open blade like an idiot, you know? So, my own dumb fault, for sure. But it does happen. Does happen, and that's how you know it's a keeper, right? If it bites you. If it bites you, then it's meant to be. Something like that, right? But yeah, I keep going back to this one because just that action is so good. Crazy. Flipper tabs are fun too. Some people hate them, some people love them. And that's a good one too because it's not too. Some of them can be a little more sharp. This is a good one. It won't rub your finger raw from just flipping it, you know? Great action. Oh, dude, I have a Vosteed Acorn. I love that knife, but I totally see how it could be very, very slicey, or it could totally bite you. I mean, anyone could, right? But, dude, that Vosteed Acorn is a good blade, for sure. And that one came very sharp out of the box, for sure. That, my best tech. What else came crazy sharp out of the box? Quite a few. Rosecrafts come pretty sharp out of the box. Oh, I feel you, Wyoming Adventures. Sometimes when you do it, you're like, ah, that was my own silliness, user error, right? Operator error. But it does happen to everybody. And then you know that that knife chose you, and it's special in your collection because it chose you. Super fidgety lock. But we were talking about concerts earlier, and I was thinking about this the other day. I said this to somebody, and they didn't know who Steve Winwood was, but I got to see Santana and Steve Winwood live, and that was a really good concert. And the person I was talking to at the time, they were like, "Yeah, I don't even know who Steve Winwood is." And I was like, "Oh, he was the lead singer of Traffic," and they're like, "Yeah, I don't know who Traffic is." And I like named a couple songs, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I still don't know any of that." I was like, oh, "All right, no worries." But yeah, Steve Winwood was a great concert. Santana was a great concert. Santana's a guitar god for sure. I'm a big fan of him. Yeah, I've got to see some good shows for sure, so very lucky. I think that one was a birthday gift or something, or a graduation gift or something from my parents. So I think I went and saw that show with my parents. I like Tenable's logo too. Oh yeah, when I went and saw Santana, they had the University of Michigan Polynesian drum team, or like uh, something like that, and it was like all these awesome guys that were all playing drums on like bongos, steel drums, basically like all these non like traditional drums, you know. It was really cool. Good EDC profile for sure. I'm gonna get my dad and my father-in-law some EDC blades for Christmas. Still deciding on which ones to get them. Might get them pyrites. Feel like you can't go wrong with a pyrite or a penguin. A lot of good knives to choose from. And there's a lot of good knives and you know, at a reasonable price as well, so. Oh, that's what's up, YouTube Music Portal. I did not know that. I know that Jeff Beck replaced Eric Clapton in Cream or something like that, right? Or the Yardbirds. I don't know. Whatever. What about the Parrot? Is that a good knife? I would say so. I think QSB makes a few really great models, and I would say the Parrot, the Penguin, the Parrot, the Canary, and there's that other model too that I can't, the name's escaping me, but it's a Ryan Lundquist design. That's another great QSP model as well. But yeah, I would say you can't go wrong with a QSP either. Like, great options. And also, relative to size of hand, I would say like depending on what the size of your personal hand is, would be like a good measuring stick for like size or whatever. Like, cause this fits great in my hand, might not fit great in your hand, things like that. So, but the Parrot is a really good knife for sure. The Parrot and the Penguin and the Canary and there's also a really great a great traditional slip joint from QSP that they offer as well. That's a really cool looking knife. So yeah, you can't go wrong with a QSP in my opinion. Oh, sorry guys. And especially QSP made like they have the gold standard of budget knives in the Penguin, right? So like totally can't go wrong. But yeah, I want to get a Tempest for sure. Support KC from Knives Fast because I think he's designing a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of guitars. That's funny. Yeah, there was like a lot of good bands that had a lot of good switch out of guitar players at that time. That's funny. I have the first QSB Bison fixed blade. Like the first one ever made, Wyoming Adventures. That's freaking sick. That's like a piece of history right there. But that's super cool. In this week, thanks for the info. Oh yeah, no problem, Don. That's what's up. That's a great blade. Cannot go wrong, man. But yeah, I like Kubi's too. You were saying Kubi. This is my Kubi Titius. Love this knife. NFK, what up, though? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good night. A good Saturday night, Sunday morning, whatever it is for you. Mick Ranger, what up, though? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I love this Kubi. And it flipper delete and on skiffs, so it's buttery. Super buttery. But yeah, I love this thing. I might have to rebend the pocket clip. But yeah, and the purple anodized hardware looks sick. I love little things like that. Really make it pop, you know? Dan Stan, what up, Doe? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good evening. Good Saturday night / Sunday morning, whatever it is for you. But yeah, great Kubi. And I also love that you can only reverse flick it because it has that flipper delete, so that's fun.
That song about gangsters moving all sneaky like.
Real cheese move in silence like lasagna. You wrote it.
What? For real? Spin that.
But yeah,
Now playing on Amazon Music.
a lot of good different priced budget blades. But yeah, we were also talking about albums earlier, and I pulled out some great albums that we were chatting about. And specifically one of my all-time favorite albums ever. Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath. Great album. Great artwork on the album. And then look at young baby Ozzy. Just a young guy. Ah, thank you, Dan Stan. I appreciate it. I'm trying to cover the table. We'll get there. We'll get there sooner or later. But yeah, I got all the homies on the channel, or all the homies channels on the table, so you know, gotta rep the homies. But heck yeah. Just found a really cool Tucson fixie for $42. That's what's up. Oh man, did you hit a giveaway or something? Come close to hitting a giveaway? I won this in a giveaway, as a matter of fact, from Ray at Everyday City Carry. But yeah, also my first 9 CR18 MOV blade, so I like to have a little of everything in the collection, you know? That's what's up, Wyoming Adventures. I'm going to do one at 250 subs. I got a Jimmy Crow custom Kershaw to give away. Yeah, this is a great flat grind. Nice and slicey. Nice and thin behind the edge. But heck yeah. Oh, were you guys over in Big Red's giveaway? I always forget when all the homies go live. But yeah. Yeah, it's always dope when a homie wins. What was it? Was it Henry G won on something the other day? I don't remember where I was at when Henry G. Maybe it was in KC Knives Fest when Henry G won. I think maybe not. I don't know. Somebody won. That was dope. I love it when the homies win. Yeah, I really, really like that Model 6 stand. I'm a big fan. I also really, really like Tenable's crossbar lock is really good. Yeah, that's what's up. It's always dope when the homies win, Mick. And it's also sweet when you can do DSKFS. I got the chance to do that once or twice, so that was cool. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Model 6. It's like a great, great EDC size knife. Not the best thumb studs in the world, but that's okay. They're functional. But their lock is really good. They did the crossbar lock very well. Yeah, and I love that blade shape too. Super, super good. Getting it on packages and stuff, you know? Yeah, totally, Mick. It's really cool. Someone's done it to me, and I've gotten to do it to someone, so that's always really cool. And then the other Tenable is a beast. Chunker. Yeah, the Model 6's crossbar lock is ridiculously smooth. And then the Tenable Bomber in the frag pattern, that's sick. I like the frag pattern for sure. They have a red and black one. Gotta go red and black for sure. But yeah, I love this thing. This thing is such a tank. Got some heft to it. It's a good one. Yep, do something knife for someone. Focus. Guess not. There you go. First production. Is that any significance? It's my first Benchmade, so I don't know. I'm still gonna beat on it, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter either way. A little stiffer than I would have guessed, but that's okay. I'd prefer it that way so that when it does break in, it's perfect. Still getting used to it. Makes more of a collector if you're not use it basically, but not using a knife is no harm. Right, dude, I totally agree. You gotta use it. Gotta use it. But yeah, that's what's up. And then the RAM lock is great. Great lock. The RAM lock SOCOM that they're going to come out with, I'm telling you. That one I'm definitely gonna get if they make it. Yeah, Wyoming Adventures, that was my first one. And so far so satisfied, so you know what I mean. I also, the minis are dope too. Tegan has the mini in the black and like dark blue finish. That's sick. Greg V, thanks for jumping back in. Hope you're doing good, brother. Oh yeah, totally. Totally. You gotta use it. You gotta use it. This is the Benchmade Adira. I love it. The Adira, and then they have the Adira Mini, and then they have a Fixie in that color pattern, which is like their saltwater fishing line, I guess. But I like it. And the MSI is another one of my favorite EDC profiles. This one in the SOCOM. I just wish you could flip this clip to be tipped down, you know? But that's okay. Full-size Griptilian is your favorite Benchmade, Mick? That's what's up. I feel like that's a classic. One of the most classic Benchmades ever. That, the 940 Osborne. Yeah, that's a great knife. The Griptilian has got to be one of the most sold from Benchmade for sure. Until they made the bug out. And I'm not hating on the bug out at all. Just not my steez. But I mean, you know, if someone gave me one, I'd have it, you know? So it's like, whatever. Oh yeah, Crooked River. Good call, Greg V. The Crooked Rivers are sick. And there's a mini, too. A mini Crooked River. But I like the full size. Oh yeah, Mick. 1000% agree with you on that. In every way. I like the design of the Griptilian 1000% more. Now, I like the tagged out because it's bigger. I like the tagged out way more than the bug out because it's bigger, but it's not that much bigger, but I still just would prefer the bigger versus the smaller or whatever. That's what she said. But, you know, whatever. To each their own, right? But yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out tonight. We were not only talking knives, we were talking albums. So I brought albums to show and talk about. With another one of my favorite albums, the Nirvana Black Album, which has some classics from all the other albums, but it has Yeah, You Know You're Right, which was not previously released. So, great Nirvana album. Check it out if you're a fan. But yeah, albums and knives, man. Music. Gotta have variety in your music, gotta have variety in your pocket knife collection, you know. Spice of life. Yeah, I also need to get a grip, dude. And then maybe if I get a grip, I can get a Griptilian. Yeah, I love this thing. French Broadjack is what it's called. The Rosecraft French Broadjack. But Warrenclyffe D2. Love this thing. Perfect like ergonomic size for like a traditional. Not too big, not too small. Oh, red Applebone, that would be sick. That would be really cool. Was just rocking Nirvana 2 days ago. Some random mixes of hits. Love the MTV Unplugged stuff. Yes, dude. Yes. Greg V, the MTV Unplugged album is one of my all-time favorite albums. So good. So good. It has so many good tracks on that album. And then what's the one? Where Did You Sleep Last Night? So good.
What if you can create your own
Ah, the Ritter
ensemble?
Hoags.
Say, this is
Right
what I
on.
want. With
That's
Wix,
what's up.
you can. First up, let's talk about AI colors. You can get
Yeah,
any
I got
color
a
you want.
an artisan coming in, and then another button lock that I won from Justin. So that'll be cool. Unbox those. Check them out. Alice in Chains Unplugged. Great album. Lane Staley. Love him, man. Dude had such a great voice. Nutshell. I mean, classic. Who doesn't love some Alice in Chains, man? Especially the song Nutshell. So good, dude. Such a good banger. The MTV Party to Go remix CDs. Heck yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I love Alice in Chains. That's a great band. The unplugged concerts are always sick. Whether it's Alice in Chains or Nirvana or whatever it is, there's some great unplugged albums for sure. Gons, what up, Doe? Hope you're doing good. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a good evening. Good Saturday night, Sunday morning. We were talking knives and albums. What's one of your favorite albums, Gonzo? What you listening to? If you could put on an album and spin it front to back, what you putting on? Yeah, Lane was totally a legend. Wyoming Adventures. Lane was like one of the most underrated singers of the 90s for sure. And like the story about his death is just so dang tragic. Makes you so sad, man. And then the bass player, Mike Starr or whatever, who was like with him and ended up leaving, and then he ended up dying. Tragic. Heck yeah, Jar of Flies. Absolutely. Jerry Cantrell's a great guitar player too. Dude has some great riffs, great heavy tones. Oh, and then I don't know who remembers this one, but when Alice in Chains goes to the water park on MTV Headbangers Ball, and they all come out in like Speedos and are running around the water park with MTV getting in trouble. That was pretty hilarious. Master of Puppets, Black Album, great albums for sure. Or Doggy Style. Doggy Style is a great album by Snoop Dogg. That's a great album. Um, those are great albums for sure. Beastie Boys, License to Ill, great album. But yeah, there is so many great albums. So many great albums. And there's also like, you know, certain moments call for the certain album, right? You know? Wanna get a Run DMC vinyl. I think that'd be dope. Oh yeah, Pearl Jam, anything by Pearl Jam for sure. Eddie Vedder's a great singer. Hell yeah, NFK20. I appreciate you lurking, brother, man. Robin, that's what's up. That's a great first concert, dude. That's a great first concert. My first concert was The Vines If you guys know who the Vines are, it's like a garage rock band from the 2000s, from the late 90s, early 2000s. That band was pretty cool. Got to see them when I was like 12 as well, I think. Oh, Rump Shaker, heck yeah, dude, that's a great song. Um, who's my favorite drummer? Man, that is hard. But we were talking Neil Peart earlier. He's up there. John Bonham. Um, oh, I got a drummer. I don't know if you know him, but the Adler brothers, Chris Adler, who played drums for Lamb of God, but does not anymore. He is insane. Probably one of my favorite drummers. As a recovering addict, I totally like a lot of rock and metal bands. I can relate to stories. Totally, dude. Totally. That is what's up. That's what's up, Dan Stan. Um, yeah. Uh, Asking Alexandria. That's a dope band. They have some good tunes for sure.
Every invention that moves you.
Oh, Danny Carey from Tool. Of course. Of course.
The idea you wish
So
was
good.
yours.
Such a great drummer. Such a great drummer, dude. Danny Carey is so good. Tool is a great band for sure. Especially their older stuff. Super good. CW Live at Vandal. Rena Goldberg was like 80-ish. That's what's up, Greg V. That sounds dope. That sounds really dope. Goldberg was awesome back in the day. Nazareth, that's what's up. But yeah, there's so many great drummers, dude. It's hard to say. Hard to say. You can grab one of these for $40 or less. Just like it. You can grab one for probably between 30 and 40. Great budget blade from Suncut. Flipper only. Bolster liner. Great budget blade. Oh yeah, the Stone Cold theme for sure. That's what's up. What about the Undertaker? The Undertaker was where it was at for sure. I was a big Undertaker dude growing up. I mean, but like who wasn't though, right? Undertaker was the man. Oh yeah, brother. Oh my god. My wife and me were talking about something. She showed me a meme or a video or something and it had Macho Man in it. And she was like, "Who is that guy?" And I was like, "It's Macho Man." How do you not know Macho Man? So iconic. Oh yeah, brother. Cup of cold coffee, huh? We're gonna sit down and drink some coffee, huh? Not tonight, no way. Not me, brother. But yeah, that wasn't very good. But Macho Man is so freaking iconic. Oh yeah, the Ultimate Warriors were awesome. For sure. Yep, cup of coffee in the big time. Oh man, Shawn Michaels. Dude, some Sweet Chin music. Heck yeah. Man, growing up, that was some good wrestlers back in the day, man. For sure. For sure, for sure. And then, excuse me. And then when I was a kid, also I saw like the dawn of the Attitude Era, which was sick. DX, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. Classic. And what was Mr. Ass? That was his name, right? Mr. Ass. And Billy Guns. Was that his name? What was the other guy in DX? I don't remember. It's been so many years. Pac? X-Pac, that was it, right? Yeah, X-Pac. It would have hit me at like 3, like when I was laying in bed in the middle of the night, I'd have been like, ah, yeah, X-Pac, that was it. But yeah, those were also some classic. Yes, X-Pac and Road Dogg. I forgot Road Dogg. Can't forget Road Dogg. But yeah, totally. Growing up, man, iconic. I always thought, let's see, who is the one? Mr. Boss Man. Was that what it was? Big Bad Boss Man, who had like the SWAT gear. I always thought that was cool growing up. When I was a kid, or you know what I was watching with my, I was watching with my youngest daughter the other day. I thought it was hilarious. We were cracking up. I was showing her some old school 90s Nickelodeon game shows. And we were watching Legends of the Hidden Temple from Nickelodeon. And she was like loving it, dude. It was hilarious. We were having a good time. That was a good show back in the 90s. Ghostbusters, Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters were my shit back in the day. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, the Ghostbusters were the shit, man, for sure. Oh wait, was that like Dance Stand? Was that cartoon? I think I remember that. It had like that cartoon that came out for a little bit. That was sick. You guys remember Most Extreme Elimination Challenge? When they would like take the Japanese game show and dub it over. And they would have like the craziest interviews and like the craziest dubbing. It was so funny. Okay, yeah, Dan Santa. I think I totally remember that Ghostbusters cartoon. That was awesome. There was some great like cartoons back in the day, man. I got really into Scooby-Doo when I was a kid. I loved Scooby-Doo. That was great. Star Wars. Huge Star Wars nerd. And then see when I was a kid, like I think it was like the mid 90s, the mid to late 90s when they re-released the Star Wars, the original Star Wars trilogies in theaters, and I got to go like watch all the Star Wars in theaters, and I was like just totally enthralled. And that's what like got me just sucked into Star Wars. But yeah, I also still love cartoons, man. G.I. Joe was awesome. I loved the ones that came with the comics. When you could get like the smaller G.I. Joe action figures that came with the comics. Those were sick, dude. I used to get so many of those back in the day. And it was like so you could totally convince your parents to get you one because it had the comic, and you're like, well, if you get that for me, I'm gonna read too. So Voltron, that's what's up. Thundercats, that's what's up. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Power Rangers. I loved Power Rangers as a kid. But like, what kid growing up in the early 90s like didn't love Power Rangers, you know? That was my steez as a kid for sure. Power Rangers, and then I liked the game shows, like the Nickelodeon kids game shows were always a lot of fun to watch. Me and my sister watched that a lot growing up. And then me and my dad would religiously watch Gilmore Girls growing up, which was hilarious. We just loved to watch Gilmore Girls. That's to this day, Gonza, that's my ringtone when people text me. Oh, dude, Greg V, you are totally right, dude. It's like a little tragic, man. There's like a lot of tragic backstory behind that, and it's a lot of that stuff was because the dude didn't want any Actors Guild actors because he wanted to pay them crappy. So he hired non-union actors and paid them not well. But yeah, a lot of messed up stuff about that. I actually own no ZTs in my collection, man. I need to change that because there is some awesome ZTs out there for sure. But that sounds like an awesome ZT for sure. I would like one of the Hinderer designed ZTs would be one of my favorite ones. But I don't own actually any ZTs in my collection, and I need to change that probably because ZTs are awesome. Dude, the Green Ranger, yeah, he actually committed suicide, R.I.P. And then the Red Ranger, yeah, was selling something about fraudulent autographs or something, or I don't even know. And he's doing time. That's what's up. That ZTO 0044. I'm gonna have to check it out. That's what's up. That sounds like a sick blade. I would say Zero Tolerance probably does not fail to deliver. They have a very good reputation for sure. That's what's up. That's what's up, XG. It happens, man. It happens. This one is my wife's. I bought her this because she stole mine so many times. So I got this one for her when we were younger. Yeah, Warnies and Sheep's Foots are great blade shapes, super practical. I also love Tontos. I really like it. There's not much I don't like, to be honest with you, man. But Warnies are sick. Warnies and Sheep's Foot. Now, would you consider this a Warnie, or would you consider this a modified drop point? I would consider it a Sheep's Foot, right? But maybe it's not. I don't know. I can see it not being a Sheep's Foot because the blade's just straight that way, but I would say Manual SOCOM Elite is a grail. That's what's up, Greg V. I have the Manual Bravo, which I love. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking, Dan Stan. It's probably more of a modified drop point. That's like a true Warnie. Straight with the down point. Love that blade. Yeah, modified sheepsfoot. Okay. Liquid Grin. Yeah, I also like this one a lot, Liquid Grin, because it contours to the hand really well. As far as like a traditional goes, a lot of them don't, I feel like, contour well, but this one really does. It's nice and slim. Fall nicely on there. But yeah, great blade. I like to carry this as a secondary. I don't use it too much. Try to keep it nice. That's one I actually don't use too often. Yeah, totally, Dan Stan. Well, this one, there we go. This could be a sheep's foot, right? Technically. With a nice belly on there. Yeah, Gonzo, that's a Rosecraft. Rosecraft French Broadjack is that one. And ebony wood. Which I wish I could get the light to shine properly like on it to show you how awesome that ebony wood looks when the light hits it, because it looks really good. Oh, you like the half serrated? I like the half serrated. I don't like a full serrated. Just half will do. Functional. I always think about it. If I had to cut a seatbelt really fast, that would probably be the best route. A half serrated. I don't know. Not that I've ever been in a situation where I've had to, but you know, if I did, I feel like that'd be handy. But yeah, you're totally right. Liquid Grin, way easier to strap up a non-serrated blade versus half serrated for sure. But teeth do come in handy sometimes for sure, and it's also nice to have some with, some without. You know. Rosecraft Mohawk from Big Red EDC giveaway. And a Lucia Hatchie Jack from Casey Nice Shot giveaway. That's what's up, Greg V. That's what's up. Yeah, I love a sheep's foot. It's super ergonomical. Or excuse me, not ergonomical. Super practical for sure. It's hard to say what my favorite is, but it's probably a sheep's foot or a Warrenclyffe or or maybe a half serrated Tonto. Great blade. Tenable model number 6. Love it.
Ooh.
And I also really like the blade shape on this Kubi. Like how it looks like kind of spearish. Like the finish on that too. Right, Greg. I totally feel you, man. They're all good. They're all awesome. Liquid Grin, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. What were you carrying tonight? What'd you have in your pockets? I think so too, Dan Stan, and especially this is skiffed and the flipper delete, so it makes it extra fidgety. Well, I guess extra fidgety for me because I like the reverse flick, but some people like the flipper tab, so. But one of my favorites. And if you're looking to get a titanium knife, you can get a titanium knife for under $100, which is pretty dope, or around the $100 price point. But yeah, welcome, Liquid. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, nice. Right on, Liquid. We were actually talking about that earlier, talking about pouches and EDC organizers, and I was saying how I needed to get a little case, like if I wanted to transport some blades, like 6 or 10 or 12 or something. That's not a roll like that. And then maybe also grab like a, but do I get that, or do I just get a backpack so I can also put my computer in there and stuff too, you know? I've seen Ray from Everyday City Carry advertise some really cool bags and gear and stuff, so I might have to go back and check some of that out. But I'm all about pocket efficiency, you know what I mean? So Kubi Darkness Tonto is so good. Heck yeah, that's what's up, Greg V. This is one of my favorite Liquid Grin. The Microtech MSI. It's huge. It's a beast. Great blade steel, M390 MK. Great blade shape. The ram lock is super fidgety but also strong. Great blade. Great blade for everyday carry. Great blade to beat on. Yeah, that one and this one are probably two of my top 5 favorites. The SOCOM. And then you can get this in a manual or in an auto, which is sick. But I love this. Oh, right on. Liquid. That's what's up. Liquid Grin. Chef knives. That's sick. But yeah, I love that one. The Tonto half serrated. Great blade shape. Yeah, I want one of the new, one of the newer gen Ultratechs. Really bad, Greg V. That's top of my list too. Yeah, it makes it super, super ergonomical. How it dips right there. It makes it super ergonomical if you hold it right there or right there, which is really good. You can choke up a little bit there. Not much. That choil isn't too much to work with, but you get enough. And the downward really helps you because you could grab it here or right there, so comes in super handy. But also, the aluminum makes it super light as well. So if you don't hold on tight, it will just fly right out of your hand. Yeah, not too much, but enough. Another huge knife too, though. Like, compare it to the model number 6 side by side. It's just a really large knife. But I prefer bigger blades, bigger knives, so if you prefer a bigger knife, I'd highly recommend that. American made as well. Let's see, hold up. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Old man noises, sorry guys. Let's not measure on the wrong side this time. When I told everybody it was a 3/4 of an inch when it was only a 1/4. Yeah, it's like a 8-inch knife. Solid freaking 3.5, 3 1/4 blade. It's a big dog. It's a big dog. The Tenable. Great choice. Yeah, closer to a 3.5. It's like a 3.25. But this one is much smaller. Hey, take it easy, Don. I really appreciate you hanging out with us, brother, man. Hope you have a good night, good morning. Take it easy, Greg V. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for stopping by. This is a great knife, Liquid Grin. You can pick one up for, I think, under $50. And they're having a sale right now as well. Hold on. Let me get you the measurement, because I actually don't know. I don't know. So that's like 7.5 overall with a, looks like 2.5 inch blade. So way smaller, way more manageable, way more pocket friendly. But yeah, Tenable model number 6, great pocket knife. Tenable's been making some great blades, so you know, and you can get it in so many different variations, which is really nice as well. So a little something for everybody. And then I got the OTF out, but it needs to be cleaned. Needs to be cleaned bad, real bad. Microtech, the Sith Lord body with the Tonto black blade. Ow. 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 Yep, needs to be cleaned. There we go. That one took. Woohoo. That's how you know it needs to be cleaned. Yeah. Failure to deploy is correct. I know, and my other one's friggin' flawless. But it's just, I beat it up, I carried it. Need to clean it out and then hit it with some compressed air. But yeah, great blade. Also, that's not like one you can just buy. That I got that from a friend who pieced it together. So it has a different blade than it's supposed to. But it's still a great blade. Sometimes it just depends. Like I'll strop blades up, I'll sharpen them up by hand. I'm not good at it by any means or measure, but no, I don't liquid grind. I haven't recorded anything. I got one I'm in progress of fixing that I took apart, but I'm waiting on a part to get in here in the mail to put it back together. I had a Kaiser sheepdog fail on me, so it doesn't stay closed. And I took it apart on a live and figured out that it was missing a detent ball, so I have a replacement liner and detent ball coming. So that'll be fixed. But yeah, you're exactly right. Practice makes it makes the world go around. But also, I should send that Microtech in for some like TLC because the one cool thing is when you buy an expensive knife, it comes with a lifetime warranty. So you know what I mean. You can send it in and get it fixed up, but that one might not be void for sending in and warrantying because somebody blade swapped it. So I think that voids the warranty. So, you know, whatever. What can you do? But that is the one cool thing about expensive knives is that you can send them in for TLC. So, you know, it's not all for nothing. But then you got to live with the knife not being on your shelf. And you got to be like sitting in bed thinking about sending something in and like, oh, God. But I could be carrying that knife right now. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Me too, Dan Stan. I have also been impressed. I only carried this for a week at work. But would you believe this thing opened almost like 100 packages? Looks pretty good. The edge is holding very, very well. And that's what this is, 9 CR18 MOV, and I really like it. The first in my collection, and the first end cut in my collection, so. And another thing, I really like their micarta. It's really, some micarta is like super slippery, you know what I mean? And this is like really, really grippy, very well done. But also sometimes that micarta is like, sometimes if you carry micarta, it like wears right down. But then sometimes some doesn't. So, you know, hit or miss, I guess. This is a thin one. No real preference. .112, .1250, whatever.
At Ollie's, you'll save money on
I like to try everything once or twice, you know. So,
even, and everything is up to 70% off the fancy store.
but yeah, I've been highly, highly impressed by the Suncut for sure. My first Magna Cut. that access lock for sure takes some getting used to. I like the grind on that too. But alright guys, it's about that time. Call it quits. Go get some rest. But thanks for hanging out, you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for talking music and knives and all that fun stuff. You guys go get some rest, and we'll see you guys around in some lives. Later, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.